Welcome to the Mystery Revealed. Today, we embark on a journey back in time, delving into one of the most enigmatic and spiritually rich texts of the ancient world, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. For millennia, the mysteries of ancient Egypt have fascinated explorers, scholars, and seekers of truth. Among its most enduring enigmas stands the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a rich compendium of funerary spells, incantations, and guidance intended to navigate the afterlife. Far from a mere book, this text holds keys to a profound spiritual philosophy, one that influenced not only the ancient world, but continues to inspire our understanding of morality, transformation, and eternal life. Join us on this journey into the heart of an ancient wisdom tradition that still resonates today. The term Book of the Dead is a modern invention. The ancient Egyptians referred to these collections of spells as the Book of Coming Forth by Day, or the Book of Emerging Forth into the Light. Rather than a single standardized manuscript, it was a customizable set of instructions designed to help the deceased navigate the complex landscape of the afterlife. Comprised of hundreds of spells recorded on papyrus, painted on coffins, and inscribed on tomb walls, these texts evolved over centuries, most notably during the New Kingdom period, circa 1550 to 50 BCE. The Book of the Dead built upon older funerary traditions like the pyramid texts and the coffin texts, gradually transforming into a comprehensive guide for the soul's journey. By studying these ancient writings, we can glean insights into how the Egyptians understood life, death, and the cosmic order that governed existence itself. The Egyptian worldview. To comprehend the Book of the Dead, we must first understand the Egyptian worldview. The ancient Egyptians perceived existence as a cycle, day and night, life and death, order and chaos. At the heart of their cosmic philosophy lay Ma'at, often personified as a goddess, representing truth, justice, and universal harmony. Ma'at was not merely a moral ideal, but the principle keeping the world from sliding into chaos. Life on Earth, social order, the turning of seasons, and the journey of the sun across the sky all depended on maintaining Ma'at. Death, in this worldview, was not the end. It was a threshold, a transition into another state of being. The Egyptians believed that human beings possessed multiple spiritual components, like the Ka, Ba, and Ak, that would endure beyond physical demise. For these souls to thrive in the afterlife, proper guidance, moral purity, and spiritual protections were essential. This is where the Book of the Dead came into play. It offered a roadmap, a spiritual toolkit for navigating realms unseen. Structure and content of the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead is not a single, uniform text. Each version was tailored to the individual who commissioned it, often a person of means who could afford a carefully crafted scroll. Over time, however, certain spells and chapters became almost standard inclusions. The spells generally fall into several categories. Protection spells. These wards safeguard the traveler's soul from dangerous entities, traps, and supernatural predators in the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. Transformation spells. Some spells enable the soul to assume different forms, such as a falcon, a lotus, or a divine entity, each transformation granting special powers or freedoms. Navigational instructions. The afterlife was imagined as a landscape dotted with gates, guardians, and perilous passages. Certain spells provide secret names, passwords, and instructions to pass safely from one region to another. Moral declarations, negative confession. One of the most famous sections involves the soul proclaiming innocence of various sins before a panel of 42 divine judges. This negative confession not only highlights moral values, but also functions as a spiritual resume, declaring the worthiness of the deceased to continue the journey. Together, these elements guide the soul through a cosmic trial, ensuring it aligns with Ma'at and ultimately gains access to the eternal, blissful fields of reeds, a paradisiacal realm of everlasting life. Spiritual and philosophical insights. Though deeply rooted in funerary tradition, the Book of the Dead also encodes a profound spiritual philosophy that transcends its historical context. Several themes stand out. Moral integrity, the negative confession, where the soul declares it has not lied, stolen, or harmed others, emphasizes moral purity. The Egyptians valued truth, compassion, and social harmony. The afterlife journey reflects that a life well lived, one aligned with Ma'at, is the key to eternal peace. Harmony with cosmic order. Every spell and invocation revolves around respecting and understanding cosmic balance. Ma'at is not an abstract concept. It's a principle that demands active participation. The Book of the Dead encourages individuals to live ethically, to keep chaos at bay, and to appreciate their role in the grand tapestry of the universe. Death as transition, not end. In Egyptian belief, what we call death was merely a threshold into a broader existence. This perspective can inspire us today, encouraging us to see life's challenges and even mortality itself not as endpoints, but as opportunities for transformation and growth. Spiritual transformation. The ability of the soul to change form, becoming a phoenix, a heron, or a lotus, symbolizes the potential for spiritual evolution. Just as the sun dies each evening and is reborn at dawn, the soul undergoes trials, emerges purified, and ascends to higher states of being. Comparisons with other traditions. The Egyptian Book of the Dead shares intriguing parallels with other spiritual traditions, both ancient and modern. Tibetan Book of the Dead, Bardo Thodol. Like its Egyptian counterpart, the Tibetan Book of the Dead guides souls through an intermediate state, offering methods to attain liberation or a favorable rebirth. Both emphasize awareness, moral conduct, and preparation for what lies beyond physical existence. Hermetic and Gnostic texts, later esoteric movements emerging in the Hellenistic world influenced by Egypt, carry echoes of these ancient teachings. Secret names, transformative knowledge, and cosmic principles found in Hermetic and Gnostic writings bear a family resemblance to the spells of the Book of the Dead. Modern spirituality and self-help. The focus on ethical living, acknowledging impermanence, and striving for spiritual growth resonates with many contemporary beliefs. The notion that living a just, compassionate life leads to a better state, now or in the hereafter, is nearly universal. Deities and archetypes. Within the Book of the Dead, various gods appear as guides, judges, or protectors. Each deity is an archetype embodying certain principles. Osiris, the lord of the underworld, embodying death and resurrection. He exemplifies the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Anubis, the jackal-headed guardian who presides over mummification and the opening of the way. He is the protector who ensures rituals are done correctly. Thoth, the ibis-headed scribe of the gods, associated with wisdom, writing, and magic. Thoth records the results of the heart's weighing, symbolizing divine intellect and order. Ra, the sun god who journeys through the underworld each night, reborn at dawn. His path mirrors the soul's transformative journey and ultimate renewal. These gods reflect inner facets of human spirituality: guidance, wisdom, moral scrutiny, and the possibility of renewal. By understanding them as archetypes, we uncover timeless lessons about human psychology and cosmic order. Artistic and symbolic dimensions. Art and symbolism are integral to the Book of the Dead's potency. Hieroglyphs are not merely words, they are sacred signs imbued with divine presence. Colors, too, hold significance. Blue for creation, green for fertility and rebirth, red for energy or danger. Animal forms represent attributes and powers. The scarab for rebirth, the falcon for divine kingship, the serpent for cosmic renewal. Far from decorative embellishments, these images and symbols formed a spiritual technology. Each character, color, and depiction carried layers of meaning that aided the soul's voyage beyond death. Modern discoveries and interpretations. Modern Egyptology has illuminated much of the Book of the Dead, yet debates persist. As researchers apply digital imaging and advanced forensic techniques, new layers of understanding emerge. We see how texts varied from one scribe to another, reflecting personal piety and evolving religious beliefs. These new discoveries help us appreciate the dynamic, living nature of Egyptian spirituality, adapting over centuries, yet maintaining a core vision of cosmic harmony. Applying ancient wisdom today. What can the Book of the Dead teach us today? Moral guidance. Its emphasis on moral purity and truthfulness reminds us that integrity matters. In a world challenged by injustice and conflict, living by principles of kindness, honesty, and respect resonates as strongly as ever. Embracing change and growth. The soul's journey in the afterlife, full of transformations and trials, mirrors our personal growth here on earth. Challenges can become catalysts for spiritual maturity if we view them through the lens of transformation rather than defeat. Respect for cosmic order. Recognizing that our actions have broader consequences encourages responsible stewardship of our environment, societies, and individual relationships. The Egyptians understood that balance is fragile and must be maintained. Facing mortality with dignity. Rather than denying death, the Egyptians prepared for it, imbuing it with meaning. Contemplating mortality can inspire us to live more fully, to cherish our time, and to leave a legacy of goodness. The Papyrus of Ani and other notable manuscripts. Among the many versions of the Book of the Dead, the Papyrus of Ani stands out. Dating to around 1250 BCE, it is richly illustrated and beautifully written, representing a pinnacle of this funerary tradition. Ani's papyrus includes spells, vignettes, and moral declarations that give us a window into the spiritual concerns of an educated Egyptian of his time. Other manuscripts, like the Papyrus of Hunefer or the Papyrus of Nebseni, each have their own nuances. By comparing these versions, scholars see how the text was adapted to individual beliefs and tastes. Some emphasize moral purity, others focus more on navigational spells or protective incantations. This variability reveals that ancient Egyptians actively engaged with their spiritual tradition, shaping it to their personal journeys. Influence on modern esoteric movements. The Egyptian Book of the Dead influenced not only ancient seekers but also modern esoteric traditions. During the 19th century occult revival, Western mystics and scholars found inspiration in Egyptian symbolism. Secret societies, hermetic orders, and various New Age movements drew on Egyptian themes as timeless keys to unlocking deeper layers of reality. Even today, Egyptian motifs appear in spiritual literature, art, and popular culture, reminding us that these ancient teachings continue to spark curiosity, reflection, and reverence. The Egyptian Book of the Dead stands at the intersection of religion, art, philosophy, and mysticism. Beyond funerary rites, it offers a code of ethical living, a map of cosmic order, and a guide to understanding transformation and eternity. Far from a relic of a bygone era, its teachings whisper across the millennia, encouraging us to live with integrity, to seek wisdom, to honor the delicate balance of existence, and to face life's transitions, both small and ultimate, with courage and understanding. As we close this exploration, consider that the greatest mysteries are not merely locked in ancient scrolls, but alive within our hearts, waiting for us to rediscover them. May the wisdom of the ancients inspire us to create a more harmonious, mindful, and meaningful life in alignment with the eternal principles they so diligently preserved.